Hi, and welcome to another AI in C# video on the Microsoft Agent Framework. Today we're gonna look at the new official Google NuGet package. So let's jump into it. And I'm cheating a bit here because I only have the NuGet package source as raw source code down here. The Google have it online and open source. And the package will be called google.genai, but the parts for the agent framework is not out yet as of this recording, but it is merged into main of the repo. So that means that it's just a matter of time before it goes out. So I've decided to make it now so we can use it the second it's out, because there's some really good things in here. And I will definitely be switching my agent framework toolkit from this, because the history so far has been there's been an unofficial package called Google Generative AI that could be used, but it had a bunch of flaws and limitations, and we are going to see here what the changes are and what is better and what is still a little lacking. So let's run the code here and see that we can make an object called client, so google.genai.client. And when you do that, you need to give it an API key. You can also give the Vertex ways of doing things. One thing that this can do that the old one couldn't is to set a timeout. So why not? We can set timeouts now, which is really good if you have some really hard LLM calls that needs to take several minutes and not just use the default timeout of an HTTP client. So that's at least good. We couldn't do that in the unofficial NuGet package. We, however, still can't get raw access to the HTTP client, so we can't intercept raw calls, unfortunately. But when we have this client, we can simply say as iChat client and then give the model. It's a bit annoying that we give the model directly on as iChat client, but we will have to manage and instead send around the client and on the fly make iChat clients. So different agents can have different models. Not a big deal, but just a little annoying that you need to do that. Then we have the normal agents just to check that everything still works. So it will still work. So that's good. So just a sanity check. Then there was a problem with streaming if you also had tools at the same time. So the next part is that I'm testing if that problem still exists or not. And at the same time, there is also something called tool calling injection, so service provider injections. That didn't work in the past either. For example, here, if I have a tool that requires a service provider in, that was not possible before. So we're testing that if that works as well. And if we take our tool here and then make a streaming of what is the weather like in Paris, we will see that it now works. So this was not working in the unofficial NuGet package. And as a bonus, in the past, when we got the response back here, the unofficial package could not report back that a tool had been called. So these tool messages were not here. That is now possible as well. So really nice as well. When it comes to other tools, there was also problems with the unofficial package that it couldn't call MCP tools. It simply gave back some error message about not being on the right format. that has also been fixed, which is really nice as well. So if we get our MCP tools here and give them to our agent, we can now call one of the tools that are in this MCP. In this case, let's find the tools. We have one tool called Getting Started, and we want to have it call that and figure out what comes back from a URL. And that works now, which is really, really nice as well. Then there's structured output. Google could do structured output, but the official NuGet package couldn't. But luckily, that has also been fixed. So now we can do our classic movie results. It feels slow, but I don't know, there's been some problems with Gemini today, and it's been in the list of things on Down Detector. So it might just be that things are a bit slow today. It definitely had nothing to do with the package and the 18 framework. It's just the raw client. But we can now get our structured output and we can get our real result back and everything. So that is also, that problem has also gone away. Then there was thinking. Let me quickly jump over this. Thinking is possible as well now. It was also in the past, but it didn't understand the new Gemini 3 thinking mode. So we still need to do these raw representation in order to set thinking. Of course, in 18 Framework Toolkit, my NuGet package, it will be easy to set. There's 3 settings we can set now. Before there was only 1, and that was the thinking budget. The thinking budget is actually now something they only recommend for older models than Gemini 3. And you could set -1 to be auto, 0 to be disabled, and another number to show how many tokens you want. Disable cannot work with Gemini 3, but that's mostly because they don't want you to use this anymore, and Gemini 3 in general, you can't turn off thinking. It will always think a little, but it will adhere to this thinking budget if you need to. Instead, for Gemini 3, there is a new thinking level, so we are getting closer to a similar thing as OpenAI have, where we have high, medium, low, and so on. From Google side, Pro only support high and low, so that's not anything to do with the package or engine framework again, but the pure models. And their Flash models support all the ones high, medium, low, and minimal. So that's nice that this exists. This couldn't really be done probably in the new Gemini 3 for the unofficial package. And now we can also finally include thoughts, meaning we can get back what was the reasoning that was being made when you did the work. So if we call why is the sky blue, and it will think a little about it because I've set it to thinking level high right now. So we get our response back and we can see it used 900 reasoning tokens in order to do it. This is also something the unofficial NuGet packet couldn't give back, how many reasoning tokens that were used, and the new one can, so that's really nice as well. And if we go down and find the message with the right text reasoning content, we now can get the text of what it thought about. So this is its thinking of this specific question. So that's also nice. That was also not possible because we couldn't even set that we wanted to include it. the final thing that is also now possible is embeddings. The old one didn't support iEmbedding generator. The new one does, so that's really nice. And I will include an embedding generator factory for Google once we have this NuGet package. Let us get down here. So we can now embed using their embedding models. What I did notice was that, yeah, now my program stopped, but I noticed that it's generating not the 1536 dimensions, it's going up to the 3000 something dimensions. So it's a bigger model, but I think we can steer it toward the smaller ones if we need to. So overall, the only negative thing I can see is that we still can't access the raw HTTP. This one we can live with, and it's actually kind of the same as OpenAI, where we just say get chat clients, so roughly the same. I would even say I'm unfair here and saying that. So the only thing I can see we can't do that OpenAI can do is this raw HTTP interception, which is kind of really nice for debugging, but not in real production. It doesn't really matter. So in general, we just need the NuGet package out now, but beyond that, we actually have a really, really powerful setup now where we can control Google in all the manners with none of the flaws due to the unofficial package. So I'm in general thinking Google is really becoming a contender also in this API space for me, where I'm beginning to think if I should move to Google instead of OpenAI. I'm so used to it now, and it understands me. I'm good at its prompting, but this becomes a real contender now, with this package being very soon out at least. So that's everything for today. See you in the next one.